Born in Iraq's northern city of Kirkuk in 1940, with a BA in English literature and a PhD in journalism, he published 7 volumes of poetry translated into many languages. Imprisoned in Baghdad for views contrary to the government, he now lives in Germany.
Written in early 2008 as America entered its 5th year of occupation in Iraq, here follows a poem about our similarities to Azawi in our own dread of war.
Pointing fingers. Dear diary, they killed her. Those Middle Eastern murderers, while blowing up buildings and spilling blood over the streets of Manhattan. They want to annihilate America with nuclear weapons. Now, we tremble when planes hit turbulence and live in the orange zone for danger. We have to wonder if people carry poison gels or suitcases full of bombs. God, please save us. With love, Mary. Dear diary, they killed him. American soldiers knocked down the door, called us terrorists as they raided Mutanabbi Street, set pages of our culture to curl up in flames. They shattered windows, groped mother, handcuffed father in his bookshop. When he refused to go, they shot. Hypocrites! They say democracy for all, while they control our political leaders. Allah, please save us. With love, Bhuttal. Aditi Agarwal.
Born in New York, Aditi uses poetry as a medium to convey her response to events that influence her life, such as the Iraq War.
Next, a poem about Iraq when still under occupation by the Hashemites, the Jordan royal family. This occupation lasted until 1958, when overthrown by a rebellion. Again, listen for the use of personification of nature, common in Iraqi poetry, and hyperbole to intensify his grief over the plight of his country.
A voice thunders in the abyss of my bereaved soul.
Iraq.
Like the crest rising,
Like a cloud, like tears to the eyes.
the wind cries to me,
Iraq,
the wave howls to me,
Iraq, Iraq, nothing but Iraq.
the sea is as wide as can be.
And you are as distant.
The sea is between you and me.
Oh, Iraq. Hashim Shafiq.
Born in Iraq in 1950, he started publishing poems in Baghdad, Beirut, Damascus, Prague, and London, where he lives now. He has published 10 volumes of poetry translated into various languages.
Written in early 2008, the next poem which follows demonstrates a revulsion at violence as a means to accomplish anything, as conveyed in the Iraqi poem just covered.
Forgotten. Buried in dusty corners, aged books creak. Bits of history cling to weathered pages. Booksellers sigh, guard precious words from the Crusades and the Ottoman Empire. Yellowed paper protects history, waits for an explorer to discover literary gold. The street bustles. People ponder philosophy until a bomb explodes, ignites ancient tinder, bound texts betrayed by pointless war. Priceless artifacts scorned by ignorance, logic and art scream at reckless pillagers, silenced as the sword slaughters the pen. Stephanie Hatta.
Born in Dallas, Texas, Stephanie started writing limericks in 5th grade, but has progressed to more sophisticated forms of poetry and appreciates writing for a cause like Mutanabbi. Passed down. This only happens in books. After years of safekeeping, Nureddin opens the vase left by Ali. Finding gold among rotten olives, he steals lumps from the pulp. Or as a spell wears away, the stork and woodpecker return to human forms, caliph and a princess. Lips replace beaks, they kiss. Or a husband, wife, and lover approach the chain of truth. Falling off her mule, she lets her skirt fly overhead, so all can see her indecence. Now the books are gone. They leave this world to suicide bombers acting like wild dogs, marking their territory with smoldering rubble. And survivors cry no more over destruction or pray for life without war. Some, finding a need to kill, replace tears with guns. And without thinking, brainwashed terrorists leave blood-soaked sand as shouts for peace fade over leveled buildings. Sarah Gambord.
Born in Los Gatos, through poetry, she finds her own meaning in the chaos of modern times and gains satisfaction alerting people to the dramatic issue of Mutanabbi Street. These are the remnants of
The still alive and kicking.
Shoulders are without epaulets.
Uniforms without buttons.
In an assembly like this,
There is no grieving for lost limbs.
Any strap of a person is enough.
the important thing is still to be alive.
Lost limbs are of no concern.
Every soldier on the coming lorries is counted
As alive and dead.
Both at once.
Uncertainty and certainty
Life
And death
are interwoven now. Salah Niazi.
Born in 1935 in Iraq, he has lived in Britain since 1963. He has published 7 collections of poetry and has translated into Arabic Shakespeare's
Hamlet
and
and
Macbeth,
Macbeth,
as well as James Joyce's
Ulysses.
Written in early 2008, the following Saratoga High School poem echoes Niazi's view of the futility of violence as a solution to any problem.
Ashes to ashes, buildings to rubble, books to kindling, death to the light of science. Savage machines vanquish those prophets who from cover to cover uncovered minds paralyzed by an oppressor's regime. Intent on killing all great minds, a car bomber flicked destruction's lethal switch. Flesh of eager students and leather-bound teachers lit a roads where men once met, debated politics, philosophy. Suicide shook bookshops, brought Mutanabbi Street crashing to its knees. Mara Couch.
Born in Santa Clara, Mara enjoys writing about personal life experiences and finds the tragedy of Mutanabbi deeply saddening.
The following passage comes from the poem
America.
written in 2005 about the tragic situation in Iraq. Notice the use of
Apostrophe.
Not the punctuation mark.
used here where the poet heightens personification by talking directly to which is inhuman. In this case, our own nation. Though the poem covers much of the negative about the relationship between the two countries, it ends on a note of hope.
Stop your questioning,
America.
and offer your hand to the tired on the other shore.
Offer it without questions or waiting lists.
What good is it to gain the whole world if you lose the
Soul America.
Imagine
America.
Without a frame, the night will take us tomorrow, darling.
Tomorrow.
The night will take us without a frame.
We will shake the museums forever from their sleep.
Fix our broken clocks so we'll tick in the public squares.
whenever the train passes us by.
Tomorrow, darling.
Tomorrow we will bloom.
Dunya Mikhail.
Like the Iraqi poem you just heard, we will conclude our montage with a poem by a Saratoga High School poet, who cross-references what happened on Mutanabbi Street with what we know to happen in America.
Ashes. Father lights a match in our heritage while he kneads us into Americans, hearing today about Mutanabbi Street, victim of bombs in Baghdad. Alone, I make connections between burnt books and 5 crumbling pillars in our life. A bomber shrieks, lights sky crimson. First, Shahada, unending devotion. We replace Allah with capitalism. Call Muhammad just another man, no longer God's chosen messenger. Flares begin nibbling piles of books. The second, Salat, timely prayer. We drive to the mall 5 times a day, dismiss praying as old-fashioned. Calls to pray retreat to the end of the